The clerk will unlock the machine and take the roll. Members will record their presence by pressing the green button. Has every member present recorded their presence? Clerk, lock the machine. We have 64 members present. There is a quorum. All please rise for the invocation to be delivered by Chairman Azzanaro, who will also lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Chairman Azzanaro.
Thank you, Speaker. Eternal God, we give you thanks for granting us this day. We ask you to guide the men and women of this House in their deliberations. Enable us to act on what we believe to be right, and to do so in ways that show respect for those with whom we may disagree. Amen. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is there any objection to the approval of the journal of the previous day? Hearing none, so ordered. The next order of business is communications. Clerk, please read.
Representative Carlos Tabone is unable to attend session today due to a work commitment Tuesday, January 17th, 2017. Representative Dennis Canario is unable to attend session today, and Representative Art Handy is unable to attend session today, Tuesday, January 17th, 2017.
Thank you, Clerk. New business. Representative Perez with new business. Representative McCannon with new business. Representative Ackerman with new business. Representative Regenberg with new business. Chairman Fogarty with new business. Representative Constantino with new business. Representative Bennett with new business. Representative Slater with new business. Whip Edwards with new business. Chairman Keeble with new business. Representative Blazejewski with new business. Representative Maldonado with new business. Any other new business? Representative Knight with new business. Announcements and introductions. Are there any announcements and introductions? Representative Maldonado.
Thank you, Speaker. This weekend we celebrated the life of one of the greatest men the country has ever seen, one of the greatest men the world has ever seen as well. It is not often in history that someone comes along who's strong enough to hold up a mirror to an entire nation, to show us all for what we really are and act as a sort of national conscience. But he did it. At this time every year, we're reminded of his words, "I have a dream." But Martin Luther King was more than just a dreamer and more than just a man of words. No matter how stirring those words may have been, he worked under those most men do. I apologize. He worked harder than most men do. He had an unrelenting drive to do the right thing and to hold us all accountable to do the right thing as well. He never lived to see the land he was dreaming about. Unfortunately, was struck by a bullet in the prime time of his life. And it's true, we've made great strides since those days. There is more justice and certainly more opportunity than there was at the dawn of the civil rights movement. We've had two-term African-American president. There's much more greater diversity in our legislatures. But even if we're alive today, he'd still be forcing us to come to terms with lingering prejudice and disparities. I ask you to think about something he said, just as appropriate today as it was then. The ultimate measures of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenges and controversy. I've heard many people who lament the fact that he's not longer with us, about how wonderful it would be to have Martin Luther King back to continue the struggle, but that can't happen. So it's up to all of us. It's up to you to continue that legacy and never stop working for the good of our society. And it truly is an honor to work aside you all and continue to work for the Black and Latino caucus and the minorities of this House. And I am confident that together we can move this state forward. Thank you, guys.
Well said, Representative Maldonado. Thank you. Leader Shekarchi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Announcement, please.
Proceed.
Two announcements, Mr. Speaker, just to remind everybody that we'll be taking a recess, and there'll be dinner available on the third floor. Then we'll return to the chamber for the governor's State of the State address. The Speaker will be announcing an escort committee to bring the honorable colleagues from the Senate into the chamber, to be followed by a procession of dignitaries and elected officials. The Senate President will announce an escort committee for the Governor Raimondo and her address, which will begin promptly at 7:30. I remind you that we will be back in this chamber at 6:30, and the bell will ring. I'll ask everybody to be prompt. Additionally, Mr. Speaker, to echo some of the words of my colleague, Representative Maldonado from Central Falls, I had the honor of attending the Martin Luther King celebration yesterday at the Ebenezer Baptist Church. And I really want to congratulate all the representatives who were there. I don't want to start naming them because I'm sure I'll forget someone. There were over a dozen, including yourself and myself. And on behalf of you and I'd like to take 1 minute and recognize someone who was the host of that committee, who's a dear friend of mine. He's an unbelievably talented man who cares very much about his district and the community. And he did an outstanding job of the event and moving it along and keeping the politicians in line. And he's a dear friend. I want to congratulate Representative Raymond Hull for what he did. Ray, it was my first honor to attend that event, and if you invite me next year, I'll be there as well. You did a great job, my friend. Thank you.
Representative Hull, that's one of the events that I look forward to every year. It's family, a community coming together for the most noble of purposes, and you did a great job chairing it. So thank you, and thank you for the invitation. Any other announcements or introductions? The House will be in recess until 6:30 p.m. Be here promptly at 6:30 p.m. Actually, Leader, do we have to get here a little before? All right, 6:30 promptly. Thank you. House is in recess.